not gonna air. I said the fucking ain't, right? And I thought it would. 10 minutes later, 5 to 10 minutes later, the people from Kiss FM and MS Communication came down, took that tape, said if it airs, you'll never work on radio again. Took it from everybody. Said this better never air. And it did not.
And it did not air.
I'm telling you, that's true shit. I swear that on my kids.
So
I know he's powerful enough to make that happen.
So now you don't think so you're telling this story now?
I told it then. I told it on Tom Jones. No, this is not. No, this is.
You told the story.
Oh, yeah, I swear to God.
Yeah.
See, people only hear what they want to hear.
Yeah.
Like, I had known this for a long time and said it a long time ago. I remember I was on Tom Jones' show. He's the one that got me my radio show, and I was on his show. And I told him, don't talk about Mr. Cosby like that. They really have this idea. Like, you can be, like I said, you can be profane, you can be profound, he's a lot of is. He's a humorist.
Yeah.
He's a benevolent. He's a humorist. He's a humanitarian. And he's a rapist. That's the way that you can be all in.
To be all those.
Man, I lived next door to a dude, man. He took me to the free clinic. He told me about life. And he also was raping his daughter the whole time and went to jail. So to me, he's always gonna be the dude who did everybody's do it. How come when people do stuff like this, they're always above reproach, nobody ever believes them, and then it's always a lot of victims. And it's always and the reason it hits home to me is because my youngest daughter said something happened to her, and because it was somebody I like, I didn't believe her. And I'll never get that back. She'll never. I'm supposed to protect her, and I'll never get that back. That she told her father something, and he didn't do nothing about it because it was inconvenient. So I could see how that could play.
Right.
And there's so many everybody wandering around why women are mad and why people are like that. Look at the shit they go through. Yeah. Like when she said on Color Purple, a girl child ain't safe in the family for the men. That's fucking true. And it's just that he is categorically everybody you ever see is like priests who are above reproach, or coaches who are above reproach.
Right.
Nobody teacher, they would never. Why are you somebody's boyfriend? I watch y'all with you. And he played on that. And to this date, he's never said he didn't.
When you start addressing the character of the man, when you really look into what is happening, when a man says, I was not strong enough to defend my daughter against a really, really good friend of mine because I didn't want to jeopardize the friendship. Though he apologized, you have to ask yourself, what kind of demons is that man dealing with that he couldn't stand up to the predator of his child? But that same man goes on his radio show and talks about people as if he was sitting in the meetings, as if he was making their life decisions, as if his opinion mattered in their choices. So when I say, listen, y'all, it was important for me to make that post because there are so many little girls out there with daddies like DL. Okay, so let me address it. When y'all are asking me, is it okay to re-traumatize his daughter? Listen, y'all, let's stop playing this game. There's nothing I could say or do to re-traumatize that baby because the trauma has already set in. However, if we speak it out loudly and we say it to our community, maybe the next baby won't have to deal with the goddamn trauma. See, when I made that post, it was intentional. It was intentional.
That was Faith Evans, You Used to Love Me. So I know that I said that I had done all I could here about this whole Monique situation, but over the weekend, her and her husband released a video where I was doing an interview and I detailed my daughter's sexual trauma. Monique has taken that video and perverted it for her own uses. She's decided to add her own narrative. I will only say this, and I'm answering this now in response to a request from my daughter who of course, over the weekend was crying, of course, having her trauma, tried it out in front of the world in a situation she had nothing to do with, that doesn't have anything to do with a contract, would be traumatizing to anybody, particularly when it's from somebody who claims to love us for real. But she proceeded to talk about how I let a man touch my child, which nothing could be further from the truth. They were both 13 years old. They were friends that had grown up together. She told me about it years later, and when she told me about it, I and this is something I lament to this day, denied that I said, well, that's what kids do. Now, that was my estimation of it. It was not her interpretation of it. She was hurt by that. And I will never forgive myself for not, A, believing her, and B, handling it the way I did. But for Monique, A, to put a man in that room, which never happened, and B, to bring up sexual trauma in an argument that has nothing to do with what you're talking about is unconscionable. My daughter Tyler addressed it, my daughter Ryan addressed it with her in a letter. And the thing that I was most proud about in the letter is not only that she held her head high because she's supposed to. The other thing is she said there are legitimate things you could have gone after my father about because my children know exactly who I am. They know that I'm not perfect. They know that I'm flawed. And none of them would have a problem with you assailing things that are really true. But you and your husband putting a man in my daughter's room when that is not what I said and weaponizing it and using in a trite argument shows exactly how low you are. You are a monster. You literally are. You didn't play Precious. You didn't play Precious's mother. You let her out. You stopped pretending to be human, and you won a role for being exact. You won a Oscar for being exactly who you are. Who says they love women and are there for women and protect the babies and would trot out someone's sexual trauma just to use in an argument? I don't know anything about you. I know that what happened to you when you were a child, what happened to you when you were growing up, those things are traumatic to you, and I would never bring them up. Never. It would never occur to me to do it because that's not where I live. That's not what I do. You have had this argument or this show be about everything. It was about a contract. It was not. It was about an insult on the radio station, on my radio station. The question never aired. You know it never aired. And you continue to have this. And then you have the temerity to answer my daughter's letter with an invitation to come on my show. I will never let you on my show. Never. You will never talk to my children. I will never have anything to do with me. You do not exist. Maybe leaving my children out of your mouth will leave you room for the food you love so much. Look, you can continue to do whatever you want to me. That is fair game. I'm in this business. For you and your husband to continue to do things like this, you have already, first it was a contract. You've attacked everything. The dog, my wife, now my children. Enough. You do not exist to us. You don't get to break my family. You don't get to do that. I don't know if you ever had a man who loved you as much as I love my children. I don't know if you've ever had anybody who's standing in your stead, because the man next to you damn sure ain't doing it. All he's doing is wrecking what's left of the rubble of a career that you're pretending to build, trying to build back. Leave my children alone. Stay with me and we're fine. You're a horrible woman. You love women like Ike loves Tina. Now that girl over there, well, I shouldn't call you a girl, this woman over here, you know one thing for sure. I love you. And I'd never let it. And I'm your daddy for real. And you don't have to pay me for it. One day I hope that you're happy and you can stop being such a miserable, low human being. Maybe one day you will get to be as small as you often act. That's a little note from the GED section. We got the Jazz Report coming up in 15 minutes. It's the D.L. Hughley Show.
For you to handle your business, being Monique, for you to handle your business, for you to get things done, you don't have to pull that card, that black woman card, and tear a black man down in the meantime. Like, that's not even a situation. You guys just two heavyweights just trying to get your way. You don't got to pull that card and make it seem like that's what's going on. Like, I don't think anybody disrespects her her being a black woman. That's not the fight right here. The fight is just, it's just bad business being applied.
There goes the thing where we were talking about, where people try to use their whatever it is and they try and overdo it. They take advantage of it.